This is an anime recap video, and in this video, I'm going to show you a loser boy named Ara, who shocked everyone after gaining godly powers from a Majin. The story begins with our loser boy named Ara practicing talking to girls in a mirror. Elsewhere, some guys wake up in a shrine after a long night of drinking but become terrified when something begins to shake. One of them thinks it might be the legend of what they call a honkai person being sealed there, but they flee away after hearing a growling noise. A honkai person is defined as one who finds a heart that doesn't flee in the age of samurai fighters who throw away their sword and put down their helmet. These fighters emerge, fighting to reach the top with nothing but their honkai, so they are known as honkai people. Ara arrives at his first day at school, where he is told that the Minato Kai and Shiguma squad compete against each other for the top spot. But Ara isn't interested in fighting, and he only wants to know if there are any beauties in his class. The man assures him that there are, but Ara quickly finds out that his class is actually filled with some dangerous-looking guys. However, he sees a beautiful girl sitting next to his chair. This girl quickly introduces herself as Mahoro, and Ara instantly falls in love with her. After the class, Mahoro surprisingly asks Ara if he would like to walk home together. Our loser boy accepts without hesitation, and she tells him to meet her near the gate. Ara rushes off towards the gate, but some green-headed dude trips him, and his buddy joins in to intimidate Ara. Ara used the oldest trick in the book to get away, but he quickly ran into their leader Matak Ara. Ara realized that he was about to get beaten up, but surprisingly, Matak Ara already knew Ara's name. Ara didn't recognize him, but Matak Ara told him that they were childhood friends. Matak Ara told his goons that Ara was his old buddy, and they used to train together to become honkai people. He explained that Ara was always really strong, but the goons didn't see it. Matak Ara wanted him to hang out with them, but he said he had some work to do. He rushed off to meet with his future wife, but unfortunately, she was long gone. The guy that Matak Ara beat up apologized to his squad's leader for losing. The guy explained that Matak Ara was surprisingly a nice guy, but his leader kicked him in the face and threw him away. The next day, the teacher tried to teach the class, and Ara wondered where his crush was. He prepared to eat his lunch on the roof and was shocked to find Mahoro there. Mahoro explained that she was skipping class, and Ara apologized for not meeting with her the day before. She didn't care at all and asked if they could become friends. Our loser boy agreed, and this girl asked him to hang out on Saturday. Matak Ara called out to him from below, and his green-headed buddy wondered if Ara was really that strong. Matak Ara explained that Ara is strong, brave, and cool, and he really admires him. This green dude is clearly jealous and doesn't understand at all. Suddenly, one of them noticed that Ara was talking to Mahoro, so he determined that he needed to tell him about this, but Greenhead stopped him. He thought things would be more interesting this way, and they should just let their school's tradition play out. At some shop, Ara got excited to have picked out the perfect stone to carve, but the bullies surprisingly arrived and took him to an arcade. Greenhead wanted them to get along from now on, but Ara's stomach began to hurt again. Greenhead saw that trouble had arrived, so he got his ponytailed friend out of there. Ara won his game, but some dudes in white noticed that Ara wasn't part of the town gangs. The guys couldn't believe that he would just walk into the arcade so comfortably without being part of a gang and pointed out to him that this was their turf. Ara tried to get away but without most of his clothes, and the guys continued to chase him as they wanted to rob him of everything. Greenhead laughed at him and realized that he was right, and that Ara wasn't tough at all. Then Ara found himself taking shelter inside the shrine as the bullies tried to break in. Ara knocked over one of the sealed boxes, and a mysterious gun popped out. The bullies eventually barged in, so Ara took the gun to threaten them with. These guys laughed at the old, broken-down gun and approached him anyway. Ara fired the mysterious gun, but the bullet just ended up hitting him in the head. The bullies thought he was a goner, so they got out of there, but Ara eventually woke up. The bullet seemed to be lodged in his head, and a strange mist came out of it. Just then, a magical being called a Majin appeared before Ara. This Majin's name is Senya, and he offers to grant Ara a wish. Ara does not need any time to think about it and instantly wishes to impress a girl for the first time. Senya surprisingly understood why a young boy like him would wish for this and offered to merge with Ara in order to make it happen. Ara left, as he didn't want to merge with anything, but quickly found out that no one else could see Senya. Later, Ara carved the stone he bought to make it into a gift for Mahoro. Senya offered some advice on giving a better gift, but Ara explained that this stone would protect her for eternity. It's a love forever stone, and it would be the key to her heart, but Senya had no clue what this loser boy was talking about. On Saturday, as Ara waited for Mahoro, he told Senya not to talk to him, as his entire life was on the line. Mahoro arrived and wondered who he was talking to, but Ara explained that he was just mumbling to himself. The two quietly enjoyed some ice cream, but Senya reminded our loser boy to give her the stone thing. Ara got up, and Mahoro heard some pretty strange noises coming from Ara, and it was because his stomach was going out of control. Ara tried to tell her it was nothing, even though he was clearly getting sick, and ran off to handle it. Once Ara finished up, he revealed to Senya that this happened to him every single time. Ara returned to Mahoro, relieved that he came back in time. Ara finally found the courage to give her the stone he made. Ara slowly declared how much he liked her, but he was interrupted by a gang. Their leader strolled up on some kind of singing bike. This guy revealed that he was the leader of the Shiguma squad named Jin Marito. Ara tried to get Mahoro out of there as quickly as possible, but she stopped him and shockingly asked Ara to fight for her. Marito had gotten very furious that Ara had dared to put his hands on his little sister. Up above, Greenhead had called Matak Ara to meet with him and revealed that Ara was in big trouble. He wondered if Ara would make it out alive, and Matakara rushed off angrily to help his old friend. Down below, Ara took a beating and had already determined that his life would now end, as this guy was going to finish him. Marito continued to beat down on him and demanded that Ara get up. Mahoro felt happy at this as she admired her cool brother for losing his cool. Senya watched this beatdown and listened as the gang pointed out that this would be Mero's 35th victim. Senya was disappointed to not have found what he was looking for once again, because even if he merged with Ara, he was certain that he would never be able to meet a certain person. Senya began to leave but was shocked when Ara wondered if everyone really thinks that he's just going to let his life end this way. Just as Marito was about to land a devastating blow, Senya became extremely excited and demanded that Ara say what it is that he truly wishes for. Ara finally got up and surprisingly still wished that he wanted to clap a girl for the first time. However, this time, Ara's body erupted with power and Senya emerged with him, announcing BUCCHIGIRI. Our loser boy shockingly stopped Marito's kick and landed a devastating punch on Mero, sending him flying to the other side. Like and comment if you enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel for more anime recaps, and tell me what anime recap you like to see next in the comments below.